Now, in subsequent episodes, we talked about a possible way around that conclusion. And so in my book, I say that the singularity theorem points to a beginning, but does not absolutely prove it. But the ways of getting around that conclusion involve a very heady approach in physics, or theory in physics, called quantum cosmology. Hawking later developed it because he didn't like the implication of his own singularity theorem. But what I showed in the book, and we won't go into it again, people could go back to episode 3, I think it was, is that when even this quantum cosmological model, which was designed to try to circumvent the conclusion of the beginning, invoked a pre-existing mathematical reality out of which the material universe would have come. But we know from experience that math always exists in a mind. So even the attempt to get around the idea of a beginning took us back to mathematical equations that must have existed in a mind, and therefore
let me interrupt
we
you
came back to the concept of God even in the attempt to circumvent
let me
it.
interrupt you. Two things. First of all, we talked about singularity. It's so small, there's no space, there's nothing that you can put in it. You can't put time, space, material, you can't put anything in it. So that's what you're starting with, but there was just a little side curve of that singularity that was, what, a billionth of a trillionth of or something, and the fact is so small. And that was the part where Einstein's mathematical theories about gravity didn't work. Other things didn't work, and things were screwy in that one little part. And so that's the only part we're talking about where quantum cosmology comes out of. And the fact is, they could speculate using mathematical equations of this little space of how we got other universes. But it was all mathematical equations. So we had two things. One is
no material reality. You start with math.
That's right.
And somehow the idea is that math is producing matter and energy.
Yeah.
But that's not consistent with our experience. Math exists in the mind. It's conceptual.
Well,
so math has no causal power to create matter and energy. And so even the attempt to exploit this little possible loophole in the singularity proof, and it was inside a spatial volume of 10 to the minus 33rd of a centimeter is what they were talking about.
Yeah.
Inside that volume, gravity might have worked differently, so we can't be sure we can extrapolate all the way back to a beginning. But even if you invoke that, inadvertently you end up proving the very thing you were trying to refute, because you come back to a mathematical reality, not a material one, and math only exists in a mind. And one of the great physicists who developed quantum cosmology saw this, and he said, are we therefore actually implying that before there was a material universe, that a mind predated the material universe? And I think that is what was implied.